All right, welcome everyone to the Amber Rose Washington After Party.
Hey!
Here with us tonight, we've got, of course, the amazing guest of honor, Amber Rose, who's going to bewilder us even more with stories from her life growing up and all the cool shit that she's done. We also have the amazing Stephanie Helms, who's with us, and apparently you're getting into some sort of yacht race or something?
I'm running match races in Marblehead tomorrow. Starting tomorrow and through the weekend. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But there you go. It's spring in New England. Yay!
Right on. And directly below me, we have a very good friend. Uncle Beck is with us tonight. And we also have Sabrina, who's been on the show a little while back, but hasn't popped into an after party for a while. So it's nice to have you here, Sabrina.
I've been very busy. I'm sorry. It's just work has been monstrous.
You know what?
Shame.
I don't care.
Shame.
Okay,
there's
fair
no
enough.
excuse. I'm just
I
kidding.
understand.
Ouch.
Totally kidding. And from across the pond, the one, the only Phoebe J. Rose has also graced our presence this evening. And of course,
people turn up, I turn up.
Hi, Phoebe. How are you?
Directly
very
below
well.
Uncle Beck, directly below Uncle Beck, we've got my producer, Mr. Mikey Famine, who's also actually, as I've mentioned before a few times now, we are going to be revamping the show to be the Neil and Mikey show type thing. So we'll watch for that. And I'll reiterate.
And scratchy show.
At the end of it, at the end of the show, I'm going to give out the details on what I'm looking for, but I'll get into that later. And of course, the financial guru is also with us tonight, Mr. Irish Swede. And
He's finally not the most medically disabled person on the show.
All right, Swede. All right.
And my brother from the other coast, Mr. Canadian Olliman, is also with us.
Hello.
All right.
Let's get this started. We were talking a storm up and we weren't even live. What the hell?
Yeah.
God.
We were.
So everybody should use their chats and just ask questions, and let's have at this. Let's do
Get
something.
questions in the chat.
You know what we should start doing, Neil?
Wonderful. My bed is wonderful at this time of the morning.
Oh, I'm drinking and can't be bothered.
All right, Heather Queen. Whatever.
Swallow, Heather. Swallow.
Yeah.
Swallow, Heather.
I think Mikey should send Heather a link.
Hold on.
Drinking Heather is fucking funny, Heather. So
Yeah,
It's
Heather.
true.
Come on, line.
I also know student Dr. Ben wants to join us as well.
I'm on
My
it.
queen, my king. Let's come on.
Let's get this party started. Come on.
Wait,
Get her
is it
rolling.
Mikey?
I'm getting Steph, Beck, Phoebe, Ben, Neil. Oh man, this is a great night.
How many of you are East Coast?
Hey, look, Hollywood Squares. I'm in the middle.
Not on the coast,
Okay.
but I'm eastern side of
Not
the
anymore.
continent.
I'm in Indiana right now. I just drove through Indianapolis and found a hotel for the night.
Oh, wow. And then of course we have Vancouver. We have across the pond. Jesus, what time is it across the pond?
Stupid o'clock in the morning.
25+3.
10, 11,
Wow.
1, 2,
Good for
3,
you.
3.
Let's put it this way. I'm just starting my day. This is not an unusual time for me to be waking up because I've got to be leaving my house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, if this wasn't an atheist group, I'd say God bless you.
You can still say that. It's okay.
I'm
God
just
bless
teasing.
you.
It's a slightly different meaning. That's all.
Hey, look.
Yeah, I mean, you
we might be
can
killing
say
it.
it. We just know that nothing's gonna happen when you say it. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
boy.
Amber, I've done Neil's show and I made Neil move the time for me. This is how
Oh.
important I am. I make Neil move the time of his show to accommodate me.
Wow. You
That's,
got some
you know,
clout going on. Good for you.
Hang on there.
You've got Paul.
And you noticed how we moved Phoebe to the center, right? Because her ego's too big otherwise.
You get
too
the
big to fit
I
otherwise.
run my own
Phoebe
interview
now.
show, damn it.
I mean,
Look, I also run my own interview show, which I basically stole Neil's.
What was your name again?
Hey,
J Ego?
I mean, let's be honest. Tonight is my turn. I should be in the center of this freaking thing, don't you think? I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm just teasing. You don't need to do that. God.
There you go.
We are words.
Dominance.
No, we don't need to do that. I want to know your faces. We're fine just the way we are.
I got you right next to Neil.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. That
I
works.
want to be
Hey, also,
as far away
you
from
should check out the name I've got with now.
So the ego lady, you
Check
have
out
to
the new name.
Ego
lady.
lady. Look at that. The ego lady.
as the center square, you have to be exceptionally witty.
So what makes you the ego lady? I got to hear this. Other than you're in bed and you're half naked in bed. But
are you
other than
terms
that-
of servicing us? Are you terms of servicing us?
Look, there is a duvet cover covering everything, so that is effectively clothing as far as I'm concerned.
Don't show your duvet. Come on.
we went duvet.
Hey,
Heather.
There's Heather. Hi.
No, it's
Hi,
heathen.
it's actually heathen, but
Oh,
go
heathen.
off.
I'm sorry. I can't read my screen.
I didn't
Like
correct
a
him. It
little
was
letter.
funny.
It's like
I
a
didn't even
little letter.
correct him.
Heathen.
You
queen.
guys had me convinced your
Good,
name was
good.
Heather because you were all saying it.
No, we were saying heathen queen.
So,
Heathen
to answer
queen, I love
Amber's
it.
question,
I thought you guys knew something I didn't know.
That's great.
Sweet, I was just watching it burn, not saying
why I've
shit.
got such
How
an
dare
ego.
you?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Phoebe's going to tell us why Phoebe has such an ego.
Yeah, please, Phoebe, tell us.
The reason that I have such an ego is because I came on Neil's show and went, I like this format. I'm going to steal it for myself. And then I did something completely different. And then I appear on shows like this, and I generally tend to just, talk about myself and appear naked under a duvet cover,
Wow.
for example, because I self-inflate my own ego.
Wow, I might have some competition here. This is going to be an interesting show.
Oh, this ain't a
Bring it.
We're going to bring it, bitch. Come on.
Phoebe, it's
Amber, I want
reasons
you
like
on my
that.
show now.
Huh?
Phoebe, it's reasons like that is why we're friends.
That's precious.
Hey, look, I want
Yeah,
Amber
Phoebe
on my
does-
show now. I want Amber on my show.
That's
Well, you'll have to
precious.
talk to Amber. That's not
Well,
mine.
Hey,
you have to figure out where
yeah,
she
Neil,
is.
do
'Cause
the plug, Neil. Do the plug.
She's right over.
She's
right
lost
over
in
there,
this
you know.
menagerie of Hollywood squares somewhere. I can't even find her. So.
See, the thing is, I'm the only one with Amber's contact information, so you have to go through me.
There you go, Mikey.
I only charge a
can
slight
go through me,
fee
man.
to get
Fucking
access
gatekeepers.
to
I'm
it.
sick of them.
Look, man, somebody got to pay the toll.
Jesus
Somebody
Christ.
got to turn this damn turnstile.
Hey, Mikey,
and I
are
need
you
a
a member
nickel.
of a GIC?
Is that
Hey,
a?
Mikey,
Is that
do
a?
you work at a gender identity clinic gatekeeping? Do you gatekeep at a gender identity clinic now or something?
I didn't even know that was a
What?
thing. That's a thing.
Who?
Mikey,
Yeah,
don't say
that's a
anything.
thing, Mikey.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
All right,
No.
I want to know who's Mark Caesar. Mark Caesar.
None of
Mark
us.
is my friend from down under, actually.
Oh, because he
He-
says he's
Yeah.
currently listening to my I did a podcast called The
That's my
Attic
best
Door,
Yeah.
and he's listening and he loves
My
my
bestie right here.
storytelling. And if you guys haven't heard any of my podcasts, I have a podcast called The Journey Unscripted, where I interview famous people and casting directors like Brent Scarpo, who is a casting director of the Shawshank Redemption and Air Force One, and lots of interesting folks. But we're taking a little hiatus because we are revamping because of my second book that's coming out. So I sort of am not starting that back up until September. But there's a few episodes to listen to amongst other things. So.
Real quick, can one of the mods block air forever from the chat?
No.
Block him forever.
Amber is on Twitter, and I have asked, and I have added her.
Hey, Neil was going to plug my show. Could you do the shill for my show, Neil?
Absolutely. See, Phoebe came on my show and loved the format. She loved the open, organic chatter and stuff like that. Talking about, of course, we talked about Phoebe leaving religion, and also, similar to what we did, whether it was tougher to come out as trans or tougher to come out as atheist and whatnot. So she decided to use that type of format for her show, where she talks to trans people about their experiences.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It's same idea. So you
Neil
all
does
are hooked up
deconversion
now.
stories.
There, yeah.
So Neil does deconversion stories. I do transition stories.
Yep, I've been on it.
I was on both of your shows on the same day.
That's right. I remember that.
You were
busy little.
I have one hell of a transition story because I went through some freaking hell with it, and this is after the whole. Yeah, we want to give you 2 exorcisms.
Oh boy!
You know,
That still blows my mind.
Hey,
wait, one wasn't enough.
I'll tell you this.
One wasn't enough. My demon is.
I joined.
One
Has
priest
who?
I
false?
joined
I
and
don't know.
became a propagandist for a far right organization as a trans woman. That's how nuts I
What
went.
the actual fuck?
What in the world are we talking about right now?
Sorry, I need to know more.
As do I.
What is happening?
Neil put a content warning at the start of the show. Excuse me. There may be discussions of extreme far right ethno-nationalism throughout this interview.
Oh, well, let's have at it so I can beat someone over the fucking head with this. This is great. I like that. I'm all for it. What are we talking about here? I got lost.
Let's just say that someone
We're talking about
someone many years ago was an entirely different person than who they are now.
That would be me. Yeah.
That would be a lot of us.
Yeah. So,
I've always
By the way,
felt,
including the cis people here.
What's
You're probably
interesting-
quite different from the way you were a number of years
Correct.
ago.
What's interesting is it's the first person that I ever came out to, believe it or not. She was only 18 years old. The first person I came out to publicly in the music business was Miley Cyrus. And it was
Shut
a
up.
wonderful. No, it was interesting. We were at 3rd and Lindsley. It's a bar in that she was allowed to go into because her dad was there, and I was having dinner with her dad. She goes up to the bar, and we're standing there, and she goes, "So what's your deal? Are you a songwriter?" I said, "Sure. I'm a producer. I'm a songwriter." She goes, "Oh, that's great. You do country?" I said, "Yeah." I said, she goes, "So what's your story?" I said, "Honey, you can't handle my story. I'm a fucking mess underneath all of this." She goes, "Oh, you don't know anything about fucking mess. I can go way over the top with my story to you. Would you like to hear it?" And I said, "Okay." She goes, "Under one condition. If I tell you, you got to tell me." I said, "Do we have time? I mean, your dad is right over there. I'm twice your age. He's gonna think that we're chumming around here." So she goes, "No." She goes, "I'm pansexual." And I said, "You're pansexual." Now, mind you, I'm a smart individual, but back then I had no fucking idea what pansexual meant. So I said, "Oh, so what is that?" And she told me, and I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." She goes, "Okay, it's your turn because we got to go back to the table." I quickly glance over my right shoulder, and there's Ken and Barry, and there's her dad, and Billy Ray's sitting with his back to me. And I said, "Okay, they're not hearing, so I guess I could tell her. I was born, let's just say I'm born incongruent." And then she says in the loudest freaking voice, she goes, "Oh my God, you're trans?" And she hugs me, and she grabs me and starts hugging me. And I'm like, "Oh shit." And her dad turns around, seeing, I was still pre-transition, and all I can think about is her dad is watching, his 18-year-old daughter, hugging on this other douche at the bar, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh shit, can we try to keep this under wraps? I haven't exactly come out to everyone yet." And she goes, "Oh, that's amazing." And you're like the 15th person in my life that is trans, and this is really wonderful, and I'm so glad I got to meet you. Now let's go back to the table and sit next to each other. And we did. And we had a grand old time for the next 2 hours. It was wonderful. You
Well,
know,
my respect for Miley Cyrus is shot up. I did not expect that story.
She is one of the most unbelievable people I've ever met, one of the funnest people I've ever met, and one of the most, believe this or not, one of the most talented vocalists I've ever met. And I worked in the studio with Taylor Swift, with Stevie Nicks, with Miley Cyrus, with Hayley Williams of Paramore, with so many different people. And let me tell you, her voice, it's just amazing. Where she's come from and where she is now is two different things. So,
is this like the most improved in the NBA for the season?
Yeah, I guess you would have to call that, because she really, I mean, if you look at her videos now and the remakes of songs that she's doing, and you listen to the vocal clarity, the intonation of her voice, it's really spot on. Brett Manning has done, and he was my vocal coach. Brett Manning has done a superb job with her. I mean, just completely transformed her voice. I mean, let's think about it. Keith Urban, who is also Brett Manning's.
Oh, that man, no. Mm-mm.
But think about this. He's an Aussie, but he sounds like he's from Alabama, and that's all Brett Manning doing that. Now,
He's
you
like
wouldn't be
weird, like blonde. So not weird being an Aussie. A weird blonde, also an Aussie, that sounds like he's just like singing a sad song from the beach in California.
Yeah, but you would change.
And I'm from California, so I can like.
I'm an ex-Californian too, and I got to tell you, when I first met Keith, I was dumbfounded with googly eyes. I mean, he is so attractive in person. Holy shit! You have no idea. You have to see.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't either. I've never met him.
Yeah.
He is.
I've got no
really.
idea.
He's hot in person. He really is. He's ripped.
Just this man seems like a adult Devon Sawa, if I'm being honest.
Oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. No, I think he's great. You know, he isn't. You know, for me, what does it for me is Jason Statham. You know Jason Statham?
Oh yeah, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham does it for me, right?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, he's just fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi Ben.
I like me a bald guy with muscles.
Sorry. I was just Jason Statham in my head. I remember watching Jason Statham at the Commonwealth Games when he was an Olympic diver.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, Jason Statham. Yeah.
His accent is so funny. It sounds fake.
He looks good.
And yes, Mark, I am saying that she's a better singer than Achy Breaky Heart. Yes, I am saying that. My achy heart. They are a gem together, though. I got to tell you, as far as a father-daughter thing goes.
My J24 was previously owned by this heart surgeon in Fall River, Massachusetts, and he named the boat Systole. Or systole, you know, like the expansion phase of the heart, and the co-stripe, the stripe on the boat that.
Okay, someone else is hearing this.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god! I thought I was losing my goddamn mind. Oh my god. Oh.
I lost it.
What?
Oh, we were getting some.
What's the absolute?
Yeah, the clickety clacks while you were speaking, Steph.
No, that was on Mikey's end.
Is your stream froze, Stephanie?
No, it is not. I'm just frozen in place because Mikey got up. And,
you look crucified right now.
Over me.
You're doing your Jesus Christ pose.
Sitting there going,
that's her Jesus pose.
Your voice was doing like a
R.I.P. bitch. You know what I mean?
your voice was like.
Yeah.
It was like making weird sounds, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm way too high. Like I'm fucking freaking. And then I saw Neil, and then Neil twitched the same time I twitched, and I was like, fucking thank you. I thought I was really cracking up a bit.
Is my mic fucked up or what?
Something.
You're getting some clicks and
there's clicks and things happening. It's like.
It goes high end, low end, high end. It's weird. Yeah. It's all over the board.
Like the pitch is modulating weirdly at certain
points.
Yeah,
that's the word.
You want to pop back in.
I'll pop back in. Yeah.
All right. popping out, popping in.
Popping
I was
and
scared. Actually, I was scared that, and I forgot her name. The ego lady was going to undress when I said Jason Statham, so I got nervous. I was
There's
wondering
Stevie
if
going,
I should
"I'm in!"
say that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I've not. Have I met SDB yet? How are you?
Hi,
Dr. Ben.
Dr. Ben?
Is that Dr. Ben?
Yeah.
Dr. Ben.
I'm not a doctor
Dr.
yet.
Ben
Give me
over
one
there.
more
You're not a
year.
doctor.
Assuming I
Are you a
pass.
doctor in training?
Yes.
Yes.
In what? What field? What like
Medicine.
general like a
medicine.
physician? Yeah.
To be
cool.
honest. Sorry.
Death.
Just medicine.
He's Dr. Death in training.
Yeah, you don't specialize until after you get your degree.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Are you going to
That is
specialize? You're
true.
going to go into general medicine.
Sounds like capitalism.
You know?
Family medicine is a specialty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
There's
it is.
no such thing as just graduating med school and not going into a specialty in the US. Everything is a specialty. Family medicine is a
It's a
specialty.
specialty. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate it
very
here,
true.
but yes, you're right. Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Or as
Let's all move
Obi-Wan,
out. Let's
as
all move
Obi-Wan,
out.
as Obi-Wan says, speciality.
It's a specialty, yes.
Speciality.
Who's Obi-Wan?
Specialization is
Kenobi.
something that
Who?
It's a Star Wars.
Obi-Wan
thing.
Kenobi.
Explain to me like I'm 5.
Fight
No.
me. Put your hands up. I'm gonna hit at you, and you should block.
Dog, you don't
Wait,
want
what did
this.
what did she just say? I want to hear.
Trust me.
I missed her
My
question.
money's
What was
on
your-
Heathen Queen.
What did
Hey,
Heathen Queen just say? I want to hear her
She
question.
I
asked
said,
me.
explain to me like I'm 5. Who is
She was a-
Obi-Wan Kenobi? And if you want to
Damn.
fight, fucking find me in East 14th Alley, bitch.
Damn, she got it.
That sounds hella far away.
Oh,
That sounds-
excuses.
That sounds like a mad road trip.
And
I'm all the way. Come on.
Obi-Wan
Come
Kenobi is one of the main characters in Star Wars lore. So
Yeah.
he was the
speaking of
teacher
Star
of Luke
Wars- speaking of Star
Skywalker
Wars-
until Yoda.
She knew that.
yeah, I know.
She knew that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
we knew you
I've
knew.
watched
Star Wars.
one Star
Neil.
Wars movie
Sure
all the
you
way
have.
through, and it was like, so this is actually not a joke. I don't remember the name of it. It was one that came out fairly recently, and it was kind of like a prequel, and everybody fucking died. That's what I remember. Everybody died.
Rogue
That's Rogue
Rogue
One.
One, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Rogue
was like,
One.
I've never seen any Star Wars movies.
That was like one of the
and-
worst ones. By the way.
Exactly,
I
and then
disagree.
you brought my
I loved it.
fucking
thought it was
depressed,
great.
pathetic ass to this movie, and now I'm just crying because all my friends died.
One of my
Forrest-
best movies.
Forrest Whitaker, no.
I
One of-
exactly.
And all the Disney Star Wars movies, it
Everybody
rates
fucking
second for me.
died.
Really? Wow.
Everybody died, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, you want me
lot
to
of
watch
lies.
more?
Solo being first.
A lot of lives were lost.
Exactly.
much-
This
Like,
information to this.
I much prefer Sweet Home Alabama, to tell you the truth.
I mean, like, I just could not understand it. I have not seen any Star Wars, and you know me to any degree, and then you bring me to a movie where all of the main characters die. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Well, you see, if you knew anything about Star Wars, you would have known going into it that they were all going to die.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't, and the person that took me to the movie did.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
wrong.
Yeah,
And you
there's
never
the
dated
difference,
them
right?
again.
that's a problem. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
You
I
broke
didn't
up with
know,
them,
but
right?
they were fully aware. And then at the end, when I was like sobbing, they were like, "Oh yeah, I should have told you about that."
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And you dumped him the next day. That was pretty cool. Like it.
Did you wait until the next day? Did you wait until the next day, or did you dump them right after the movie?
Well,
was
you
over?
might as well have one more goodbye, right? So
It took some time.
Never
but then I
could
was
say
like,
goodbye, girl.
we're just not compatible.
no.
Never
No.
could say goodbye.
Wow.
You know? And I'm not joking. I really did break up with them. There was multiple reasons.
Night, Uncle Beck.
Good night,
That
Uncle
wasn't
Beck.
important.
Good night, Beck.
Night back.
Night, Beck.
Enjoy
love
your
you,
two
Beck.
turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
You
All right,
loser.
so, so do you guys want to hear more stories or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let me not talk anymore.
Yes.
Somebody else
Well,
talk. Thank you.
All right.
I just want to say
so-
one more thing whilst we're on the theme of Star Wars. Before we move on from Star Wars, just want to say one more thing. The last guest I had on my show, Neil, also got conned with Star Wars instead of Star
What?
Wars Lego.
What?
Hey, don't-
Somebody else got Star Wars?
Oh my
It's
god!
spreading.
I didn't know that was a
Oh,
thing.
no.
Oh no.
It's transmitted from website to website.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
oh, it's a thing.
Oh no.
See what it actually is. It's like the Mormonism of Legos and Star Wars. It's like the new chapter that nobody wanted or needed, but it's here anyway.
Personally, I thought it was the North Korea of Star Wars.
You know.
Okay.
But no, they're in Hong Kong and they got convoyed as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the con. It's the con that became the chapter that nobody wanted.
Jesus Christ.
That's Mormonism in a nutshell.
It's Mormonism.
Now hold on, everybody. This is very important. Now,
No, it's Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hold on, Phoebe. I know, Neil, you're a little raw that you got scammed by these guys, but what if I could tell you could complete the Star Wars set? They got a Star Wars TIE fighter.
This is so weird.
I mean, you might as well collect them all. If you already got the Millennium Falcon, you might as well get the TIE fighter, the X-Wing.
Collect them all,
the
that's
whole
Pokemon.
set.
I am so
Mike-
out of this loop. Star Wars?
Most of us are.
Mikey, like last time?
Collect them all is Pokemon.
A boomer.
I just say
Yeah.
just say it. It's right here. It's 45
Well, I
bucks.
mean,
It's way-
you at the end of the day, it's pretty clear that Mikey wanted that finger. So
Con! Like the random Star Trek thing thrown in there.
So
funny.
Biddy just told me that I should meet Neil and Mikey somewhere and then drive with them to Better. But after this, like last 60 seconds, I don't think I'll be doing that.
We'll just be all whistling the Star Wars theme the
Gotta
entire
go.
way.
I will.
I'm going to
that
Better.
bullshit.
I'm going.
Heathen Queen, I promise you we won't bring it up the entire ride down.
Bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys can't survive a ride of a
Also,
couple
Heathen
hours
Queen,
without
I'm going to be
Star
going
Wars.
with them as well.
Yeah,
After
Ben can keep us in
this
order.
feed, 100% seriously, just send me the information because I'm down. I want to go to Better. I just want to do it in the most cost-efficient way possible.
Right.
Oh, same. That's why I got a roommate, and I'm going to be going with them. So
Yes. Hit
I
me
don't
up.
know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? What is this event?
Better is a conference put on by the Atheist Network group.
Oh. Where?
Fort Wayne.
Indiana.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Worth, Indiana.
Fuck goes to
Middle
Fort
of
Wayne,
fucking
Indiana.
nowhere. Amen, my brothers in Christ.
Here's the funny thing. I went to book a flight to go directly to Fort Worth. Okay, in coach, it was going to cost me over $1,000. It was like $1,118.
It's
Because
expensive.
Fort Worth is a nothing town.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Nothing is there.
It's not Fort Worth, dude. It's Fort Wayne.
Or Fort Wayne.
Oh, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Same,
So
but
I'm like-
different.
I'm like,
Phoebe,
okay,
don't, you're just hissing. You have so little bandwidth coming through.
hang on one sec.
How dare you?
So I'm like,
That was
I'm
me,
not
I was
paying
hissing.
$1,000. I'm not paying $1,000 fucking something dollars for coach. God damn it! It's like, okay, there's got to be a way around this. And I go, well, Mikey's going. Why don't I just fly to Chicago and drive down with Mikey? And then I'm like, I bet you flights are probably cheaper because it's a big city. Fort Wayne's like, did we just pass Fort Wayne? No, I guess so.
More
Like,
dear than
so-
people.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I looked it up and it was half the price. So I figured, well, damn it. Now I kind of want to spend $1,000. So I got first class tickets.
That's why the next tank conference should just be in Chicago. Because then, like, more people would be able to go.
I
It's
second
in
that
Chicago.
notion.
I'm gonna find a man to pay for my life from here on out. So y'all on the flip side. That's my plan moving forward.
That's a good plan.
Heathen Queen, do you happen to like future doctors?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes,
Suddenly
yes,
very
you.
interested in them.
Yes.
Now that you
Hey.
mention it.
Are you both millennials?
I think that technically I'm
What
a
the hell's a
millennial.
millennial?
I think.
You
Oh,
think?
Heathen
Hell's a
Queen's definitely
millennial?
older than me.
Wait, how old
I'm
are
a
you?
Gen
Ben?
Xer.
I'm 27.
Oh, absolutely. I turn 33 tomorrow.
Oh, bless you.
Oh,
Happy
you
birthday.
poor
Oh,
Excuse
thing.
me. Excuse me.
Jesus Christ, I'm ready to
Well,
die.
she's
Still
a
a young
millennial.
pup, though.
How dare you fucking all, to be honest.
I was
What?
just going to say happy fucking birthday.
Yeah.
That's all I
so
said.
much.
Yeah, happy
Thank you so
birthday.
much.
And you're still a young pup.
Yeah. In exactly
33 is
20
young.
years, in 20 years exact, you'll be where I am. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't call myself 53. I'm 49 plus 4. So there you go.
Don't talk to me about old, okay?
Jesus.
Ali couldn't hear you. Can you speak
Get
up?
off my lawn, you whippersnapper!
51 and proud of it.
I was about to say,
I have been a get off my lawn person since I was like 25, to be honest.
I was grumpy as a little kid.
Oh, dude, I've been grumpy since forever. So,
yeah,
you know.
That's why we love
Wait,
you.
you all have lawns?
Oh no,
Yeah, what?
I'm just like get out of my personal space.
I have a
by
lawn.
5 miles.
Oh, y'all had yards? That's nice.
Yeah, I have a yard.
Yeah.
I'm a student who lives in Toronto. I can't have a lawn. I can't afford a
3
place with a
shrubs.
lawn.
Wah.
Gen Xers. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's right. I made a sign. That's right.
I'm a millennial as well.
But Ben,
Nobody has lawns where I live.
Millennial.
You know how expensive grass is when you're in the desert? Like, nobody has grass in Phoenix unless you live in Scottsdale, in which case, like...
it's like
there's
10
people-
times more
grass
expensive
I
than
technically-
having a lawn.
I technically live in...
area.
I technically live in Scottsdale, but not in the bougie part of Scottsdale.
Do you have an extra
Not
room?
Scottsdale?
I'm sure it's not Snotsdale.
That's what we call it, Ollie.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
And it was
Boogerland
Out
and
of curiosity.
You know why we call it Snotsdale, Ollie? Because it's where all the rich people in Phoenix live there, or all the people who want to be rich but aren't rich also live there.
So it's Snob Hill. I get you. Okay.
It was
So we call it
devastating to
Scottsdale.
my brain to watch them spray painting their lawns. It was just so weird to watch. I was like, this is just nothing I've never seen before. Craziness.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like it's just an awful idea to have a lawn in
Stephanie's back.
Phoenix because it just doesn't. It's not going to stay alive unless you put a whole fuck ton of money into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like Dune.
It is true. That is
There was a whole article about I think it was in the New York Times, which is, just terrible newspaper. But anyway, on California lawns are at risk.
Literally
It's like,
don't at me.
who gives a shit?
Yeah. Let them fucking die.
Who cares?
Lawns are tough. If there's enough water
not-
next year, they'll come back.
Yeah.
Or you could do like I did and
Yes.
just put rocks in your front yard. They require 0 water. And also, nobody feels compelled to like be on them, right? Like,
Mhm.
get off my lawn. No, get off my rocks, bitch.
Get off my,
Get off
get
my
off my
rocks.
cactus.
Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Like it.
Exactly.
Do you have an issue with people getting your rocks off a lot? Sorry. Bad joke.
No,
that now?
get your
There it
rocks
is.
off as much as you want.
There we go.
That doesn't bother me because I don't need to like fertilize or provide water or like literally anything. Just
You
like
shouldn't have
live
started with
life.
fertilize.
See, you got all the
Getting your rocks
guys.
off. You not
All the
about fertilize.
guys are focusing on
And I
getting your
got that
rocks off and
DNA
fertilize.
evidence, bitch.
Yeah.
So don't fuck around.
Wait,
You know what I
you're
mean?
not supposed to poop on your rocks?
I will save that
I heard fertilize.
for future
Then-
reference.
Then maybe
want your
there's
rocks
She
some-
to
killed her
some-
boyfriend on those
maybe-
rocks. That's why her
maybe-
relationship was on the rocks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I live with an
Maybe-
attorney, so I'm just saying, don't leave your fucking DNA on my property. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it.
That
That
sounds
makes me want to
fair.
go there and leave DNA now for some
Yeah,
reason.
you
I
should.
don't know
Oh my
why.
God,
Fuck
Ali,
around and
crazy
find out.
Ali.
You know what I mean?
Here,
You guys have no idea how
Here you go.
fast grass
Here you
grows
go.
in Florida. We mow our yards 11 months out of the year.
Yeah, it's
Aw,
not that fast in
we have snow on
California.
the ground 6 months of the year here. We don't have to worry about that.
Well, I used to live in upstate New York, and then I lived in Los Angeles proper, and then I moved to Nashville, and then back to New York, and then back to LA again. And no offense to heathen, LA's a shithole, but I
Oh,
mean,
it is. I
I
live
love
in Northern California.
I
No
love
shade.
the Frisco area. I lived in San Francisco for about a half a year until I figured out that there's no way I can afford, a $750,000 700 square foot home.
Wow, cheap.
Yeah.
You should move to Maine. It's gorgeous. You know,
I've been there. Yeah, I love Maine. Maine is
should
nice.
move out of the
Vancouver is
States.
nicer though. I have to say, out of all the places, it would be
Stephanie.
the Frisco area. Well, maybe not even Frisco, but
Vancouver's expensive as
Sausalito.
fuck.
I like Sausalito. That's
Where in Canada isn't now, though?
Best of luck.
Well,
it's
that's
expensive
true,
here.
Ollie, man. I
Isn't
mean,
Vancouver
I-
still the most expensive city in Canada?
Yes.
Living?
Yeah, probably.
One
It's
of
a
them.
pretty
yeah.
Expensive than where I'm
yes.
at.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah, it is.
Say something.
Toronto's got to be number 2 or 3 for most expensive cities to live in Canada.
I would think so. I'm going to look it up right now. I want to hear more stories, Amber.
Yeah, I feel like
You want to hear my story with John Bernthal from The Walking Dead? Would you want to hear my story with meeting the infamous Donald Trump and working with him for
No.
6 years?
God.
Yo,
You
fuck
wanna-
that whole ass man.
Fuck
Yeah,
Trump.
well, that's what my story is. Well, wait, that's
Yeah.
time out.
Settle.
Yeah.
This
Settle.
whole story is about fuck that motherfucker because I worked for the Miss America pageant for 6 years.
Here's a
Oh,
question:
God.
are you going to be in the archives that appear?
And this
in his
crazy
presidential library?
motherfucker used to
Are you gonna
walk
appear in,
into
like,
the dressing
paperwork
room.
and stuff?
Someone else talked.
One at a
I
time.
missed it.
I don't know. I can't.
I lost it.
I don't
So
know.
he walked into the dressing rooms with them, and I remember the one year that I was there out of the 6 years. He's a very tall asshole too, right? And
Is
he's
he?
not. If you've heard some of his dialogue, you know the mumbling that he used to do on his tours or whatever. He was actually even dumber back 22 years ago when I was working with him. You can't imagine him being any more dumb, and he was actually more dumb than that. Mississippi and I became very good friends, and she said, "What does he think he's doing?" He actually told us that we want him in there, and she was so livid. I just can't believe that this kind of human being. That's why I'm convinced we crossed over into a different dimension or something, a different parallel universe. Because how the fuck did that guy become president of the United States? I mean,
I'm gonna say
really clear
straight
path,
out
in
there
my
ought
opinion.
there ought to be a law against Donald Trump going into women's changing rooms. Maybe they could start in North Carolina. Maybe you could do it state by state. But Donald Trump in women's changing rooms, no.
he just makes me vomit. You know.
Growing up as an evangelical, none of this is in the least surprising in any way.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's disappointing. I hate it. It's depressing.
Who the hell is Tilleben 323? Oh, I want to know because conservatives say, "Oh, Donald Trump is such a great man." The libs lie about him. I worked with him. Whoever you are.
I would never lie about or anywhere near Donald Trump.
Do you remember the
There's
girl?
nothing that I could say about Donald Trump that is worse than the things that he has said or done.
Yeah. It's so leaving that alone, let's move away from the shithead and move on to bigger and better things. Who is Gregory? Is he just fucking with us right now? Gregory, he's the best president we ever had.
Sounds like a troll.
It's a
My
troll.
God, we got it going.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Everybody settle. Everybody settle. There's a little bit of a delay. It's probably sarcasm.
It is sarcasm.
We'll wait for it to.
Well, now he's trying to post because he's a Christian.
He is.
Is he? Oh well.
Hello,
Gregory.
I'm about half a second away from.
Trump's about as Christian as my left testicle.
Trump is
Actually-
as I'm a man. Ain't gonna happen.
I worked with him very closely for 6
you
years.
aren't?
He knows me by name, and I can tell you right now, he is not a Christian. He has never opened the Bible once. He used
Get on
to be.
TV.
He used to be pro-abortion. Now all of a sudden he's pro-life, right? He is the biggest douchebag, change my mind to suit my needs that anyone could have. I have tons of friends that they still owe him. He still owes them hundreds of thousands of dollars for buildings that they built for him. He's a shyster. And
Oh yeah.
and only out of Gregory
He's
and
kinda
everybody
good.
else, whether you guys are trolling me or not, there's only one of us in this room that knows the fucking guy, and that would be me. So, have at it.
Actually, I worked a Trump rally at my university in Colorado.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was a shit show because he like talked shit about our university after that because the fire marshal said that you can't pack the building more than its capacity. And he was like calling bullshit and being like, we're going to fit as many people in here as we want. And like, that's so fucking dumb. No. And then he proceeded to just talk trash about our whole institution for the rest of the time he was there.
Wow.
Of course you do, Gregory.
Wow. So let's move on to someone else.
I think Gregory's brain is rigged, but there you go.
Yeah.
I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
My dear ego.
Let's get rid of the Trump thump, dump. So let's see. I have met and sat with 4 presidents.
Cool.
The first one was Barack Obama, who I love. He was just so wonderful. The second one.
Never as sexy as Bill Clinton. Never as sexy as Bill Clinton.
But let's see. What can I tell you a story about? Let's go to Haley Williams. I have a cute story from her. Do you guys know who Haley Williams is?
I do.
Do you know the group Paramore? You do know the group Paramore.
Yeah, Haley Williams is she's the lead vocalist, I believe,
yes,
for Paramore.
She's the lead vocalist.
Yes,
and
Mandarin hair.
Do you guys remember the movie Twilight? Whether you liked it or not.
Yeah,
I love it. I
never seen any of them.
Oh, that's too bad. There's a song I want you to look up. It's called Decode, right? So in this song, Decode, I was in the studio with her as she was learning to sing it and pounding the hell out of it. And that is the soundtrack at the end of the movie for Twilight, and it's called Decode. And in the second verse, there is where she says, "Boiling in my blood," and she practiced this. She did retakes of this for hours, over and over again. And by the end of it, she owned that phrase. If you listen to that phrase, I was there when she came out and said, "I don't know. What do you think?" I said, "Girl, you own that phrase forever. No one will ever be able to say those words just like you did in that song ever again. You own those words." And if you ever get a chance to listen to it, listen particularly to the second verse where she says, "Boiling in my blood" in the verse. And you'll know what I mean by the way that Brett made her enunciate the consonants in that word. Very interesting way of dealing with dialogue. I thought that was a cute story because she's such a cute. She's really wonderful. Let's see. Let's see.
So I've got.
Wait, what?
Is it me again?
No,
it was Mikey.
No, you're good. You're actually good now, Stephanie.
You're good. You're
Jesus
good.
Christ. I rebooted everything in the house, for fuck's sake.
Well, we're about to say something, so carry on.
Yeah, I am about to say something. I was going to ask you, Amber. Isn't it weird meeting like incredibly rich and famous people? In my line of work. Strangely enough, I'm just a mere sailmaker.
Yeah.
But I make sales. I made sales for Bill Koch.
Okay.
I've competed against and thankfully kicked David Rockefeller's ass all over the Western Way in Northeast Harbor, and been to his boathouse, and his boathouse is more palatial than many places on the planet.
Yeah.
But it's weird meeting up with these people and knowing that many of them are just regular people. They just have a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been
Weird.
starstruck. I've met some really famous people. I've eaten dinner at their houses. I've done all that sort of stuff, and it never, ever, ever once crossed my brain that wow, this is a movie star or this is a director, and I'm sitting with them right now, and I'm oh my god, I gotta call somebody or text somebody. They're just regular people that I have a friend that I went to school with who is now a leading producer and screenwriter in Hollywood, and he's just a regular guy too. In fact, I'm going out to hang out with him next month in LA to get back together, and these people are they're just like us. It's just a lot of them have more problems than we have. Like I remember I was in Nashville at a bar just after a long day of work, and went to there's a bar that goes, I forgot the name of the hotel, I think it's the Renaissance, and the bar is over the street, right? It's like a I don't know, a bridge over the street, but it's a
elevated
bar. Yeah,
an elevated bar.
Yeah, and
in the UK we call it a high walk bar.
In walks, drunk as a skunk, Charlie Sheen, and he proceeds to sit at the table next to me, right? So I look over at my producer and I said, "The fuck is Charlie Sheen doing here? He lives out in Malibu. What the fuck is he doing here?" And he goes, "You didn't hear?" I said, "No. How did you hear? I mean, how do you know? How do you know something I don't know?" He goes, "Oh, him and his girlfriend are on the rocks, and he's pissed, and he just took his jet." And, what is that noise? He just took his jet.
I don't have no idea.
Somebody's going.
Hold on.
So
I've already muted everyone except you, Amber.
Oh, good. So here we go. So he sits down at the bar, and apparently he's already shit faced because he's been drinking the whole flight over, and he's on the rocks with his girlfriend. So he decides what he wants to do is hop on a jet and go to Nashville and go to his favorite bar in Nashville, which happened to be in the fucking Renaissance Hotel, of all places. I could pick 40 different places he could have gone that were better than a Renaissance Hotel, for Christ's sake. And so he's sitting down and he's talking to his buddy. I don't know who he was. And I'm kind of a forward person. I don't care who I talk to when I talk to him. I said, "Charlie, what the hell is going on? Do I know you?" I said, "Of course you know me. How drunk are you?" We started this whole conversation, and he started rusing me back. So there was this whole rusing going back and forth for the next 10 minutes where he was bullshitting me and I was bullshitting him. And we got to sit down next to him and learn all about, I can't even remember her name, what a bitch she was, and how he's not dealing with this shit anymore, and he's going to spend a few days here and he's just going to get liquored up. By the morning, he made headlines, and I can't tell you the year because you could actually look this up. He made the headlines because he went on a drunken stupor throughout the city of Nashville and got himself in trouble with the law. So, yeah.
So
I don't get starstruck. I just talk to anybody.
I don't either.
Here's the thing. Let's see.
The most nervous I am when I'm interviewing my friends. That's when I get nervous. When I'm interviewing friends of mine, that's when I get nervous.
Oh,
Fleetwood Mac. John McVie bought David Rockefeller's dad's Hinckley 58, I think, and a friend of mine was his captain for a bit.
Yeah,
and it's like this is kind of weird. All of these people they're just regular people.
Yeah, they're just regular people, and I was one of those regular people. I mean, I walked in those circles for close to 30 years. I worked for Warner Brothers. I worked for the Kids WB. I went on tour with them. That was fun. Worked for Idol for a few years. Worked with Michael Jackson's mix engineer, Sting's mix engineer.
Did you ever get to meet Sting?
I did.
Cool. Alien in New York.
Yeah, Sting is kind of an interesting fella. I didn't actually get to talk to him, but there was 16 of us in a party. They have, you guys have heard of number one parties, right? And a number one party is where they get a select group of friends together and they do what we're doing right now, except there's a lot more drugs and a lot more naked people.
At least there's a naked person.
So
and I'm sure a lot more money.
So they all disappear. I'm on the. You gotta picture this place. It's in Ossining, New York, and it's a 4-story house, and it's a recording studio that takes up the top 2 levels. You have to take an elevator in this guy's house to get to the recording studio, right? So I'm up there, they're serving hors d'oeuvres and doing all this, and I'm hobnobbing with some people, and then all of a sudden, almost the entire party leaves. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And the girl next to me says, oh, they're probably in the parking lot. I said, in the parking lot? What the hell? The party's up here. And she goes, no, the party's not here right now. So she goes, why don't you go on down? I said, all right, I'll go down. And I went down, and they saw me come out the door, and they said, oh, come on over here. It's your turn. Come on over. And there's this big circle. Now, mind you, there's only 16 of us that were invited to this party, 2 of which were Sting's recording engineer, who happened to also be Michael Jackson's recording engineer, who just finished the 5.1 surround mix of the Thriller reboot, right?
Whoa.
So we're sitting there in this circle, standing there in this circle, and they pass. I got to move my mic to show you this because it's so fucking unbelievable. If you've ever seen one of those huge Cuban cigars, take 3 of
2
them
days ago.
and put them together, and they had this huge, like, Jamaican style gunja, big pot cigarette, whatever. Just this huge. You couldn't. I felt like I was doing something nasty when I put this in my mouth, if you know what I mean. And this thing was huge. So what happens is it gets passed around the group. So it's my turn, and I said, "Listen, I don't partake." I was one of those goodies that didn't really partake in any alcohol or drugs. I've not done any
with
hard
you. I would have
drugs.
done it for you.
Yeah, it was weird. So they said, "Oh, well, that's just too fucking bad, isn't it? You have no choice. You're in the circle, and don't break the circle. So you have to do this." So I was like, "Oh fuck! All right." So I took a big drag of it, and then I passed to the next person. I didn't feel anything. I didn't even cough. I just was like, "All right, whatever." It comes around about 4 more times. Now I'm thinking, I'm fucked because I've not done this like this. I've had 1 pot cigarette when I was like 18, and I was like,
this, you called it a pot cigarette.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for me. So I take a few more hits of this thing, and it did absolutely nothing to me. And then we all go upstairs. They're all higher than a kite because they took this thing that had to be about 1.5 feet long and about, I don't know, maybe the biggest girth penis you could ever find, and thickness. It was huge, right? I got to get graphic. It's just fun, right? We're here to have fun. So
exactly.
So you have this thing, and it's funny to see, these mix engineers and these celebrities sticking this big thing in their mouth that looks like they have a dildo in their mouth. I mean, I swear to God, if I could take a picture of what they were doing, it's
That's
like
funny.
you could actually send this into a magazine and make fun of them for 10 years. So we go back upstairs, and they're all high as a kite. I mean, they're freaking way out there. And he says to us, this is Michael Jackson's mix engineer, Michael did not come. The reason Michael didn't come, and he was actually invited, was because he was in trouble again because of the supposed somebody's rubbing on their chair. I think.
Somebody's rubbing on their mic.
Is that Mikey?
Thanks, Sabrina.
Nope.
No, it was Sabrina.
Not here.
Sabrina muted and it went away.
Me. It's I have a fan in my room, and that's hitting my mic, and that's probably what's causing the sound. So I have to mute myself.
So Michael Jackson was invited to this, but he couldn't come because he was in trouble again because there was these allegations that he was, with little kids and stuff. And having met Michael, I have to tell you that isn't how he rolls. He isn't a pedophile. He's just a kid at heart. He's inappropriate, yes, but he's not some sexual deviant. At least as far as I knew him, he wasn't that way. So he goes, the mix engineer says, "You are the only 16 people on the planet that are ever going to hear this. This is the 5.1 surround mix of the reboot of the Thriller album." And we all sat in this mixing room, and it's a brand new room because this party was also for Mix Magazine to do an expose on the newest state-of-the-art studio in New York. And of course, Ossining is like just a few miles outside of Manhattan. So we start listening to this, and I got to tell you, I've never ever heard the Thriller album quite the way I heard it this way from
Imagine so.
I mean, the amazing musicianship that went into this, from Eddie Van Halen, who of course did the guitar solo for Beat It, and all of these things that are happening all at the same time. And then in walks Sting, and we sit down. He sits down at the board, and we start listening to his new album, which was the album. I'm going to do this very poorly because my brain sucks. It was the album where he had a very Egyptian, very Arabian sort of feel to his music. Fields of Gold, all of those songs, if you remember them.
Brilliant song. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So I heard that before it was released, and it was just amazing when he sat there and spoke about what, everything that was going on to the group of 13 of us listening in, because the other 3 were sitting at the board. And I was just so thrilled that I was invited to this small group of people. And the only reason I was invited was because of what I did with Charlie Sheen. Not because of Charlie Sheen, but because I'm very outgoing. Sort of like when I got introduced to the music business, I wasn't just brought in by somebody. I was brought in by the vice president of the freaking Grammy Awards. Who the fuck does that, right? So
nobody I know. Well, until now,
people, because I'm very talkative. I'm very, I'm an personality.
Have you ever heard an artist, a guitarist and singer by the name of Eva Cassidy, or heard of her? She did a rendition of Fields of Gold that is so haunting.
But it was never released while she was alive. She was dead when it was released.
Yeah.
Eva Cassidy's version.
I think I know who you're talking about now that you say that. I think I do know.
Absolutely.
Cover versions in pubs and clubs around America. And someone recorded her once on like an 8-bit handheld.
Yeah.
And then someone digitized it, and then it took off because Eva Cassidy's been dead about 5 years by the time it was discovered.
Well, Sting then broke into his one of my favorite songs, which is Desert Rose, and he started doing that, and he told me about the guy that he had sing, the very haunting vocals with the I can't even say it, like the beginning vocalist that everybody thought was a female, but it wasn't a female, doing the a cappella sort of scat vocal. Well, he explained all that, and then he actually went into song during the song playing. It was just such an amazing thing to listen to him in the recording and live right there in the studio as he was doing it. It was kind of a really trippy thing to hear him in stereo, so to speak, as he sang that song. And because that became my favorite song at that point, because it was just so wonderful. Because at the beginning, you hear, oh, money, 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 that weird, it's like an Indian chant or something from India. I can't tell you what it is. I'm not versed with that. But if you know the song I'm talking about, you understand what I'm talking about. And it was quite a trippy thing to see him do that. So that was my extent with Sting. He doesn't have much to say, but when he does say it, he says it big. Otherwise he shuts up and he just does his own thing, and Neil's shaking his head. He obviously
It'll
knows.
always be
no.
Conan.
I'm shaking my head at
Will
somebody in
always
the
be
chat.
Fade Harkonnen.
I missed that again. Speed, go.
Yeah,
It'll always
Fade
be Fade
Harkonnen.
Harkonnen.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
that was a hell of a star turn. I really will say that.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
He may also always be the master of the labyrinth, right?
yeah.
Oh, that was Bowie.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that was David
Sorry, that was
Bowie.
Bowie.
So somebody's
I was completely-
asking,
I'm a
who's
little
Randolph?
Come on,
Who's
Ollie,
Randolph?
man. Jesus,
Who's
I was
Randolph?
late.
You're
I
fired.
realized it right away as soon as I said it. I realized it.
Randolph is saying, "Who's Amber? All I can see is a shell." What does that mean?
Randolph is the president of Canadian Atheists.
Randolph should come in here and explain himself.
So
Randolph-
Randall,
Atheists,
if you're here with us, Randall, I want you to come in the room and I want to talk
Randolph.
to you personally.
Randolph.
Randall
Yeah.
Randolph Richardson.
Randolph is
whatever you
my-
want to call yourself. You just come on in here right now. I'd love to talk to you, sweetheart. Come on.
He's one of my best friends. He's also
I
the
would love
president
to
of
speak to
Canadian
him.
Atheists, and I'm the community advocate for the same organization.
Very good. So come on in, baby. Let's talk. I'd love.
I also
I'd
noticed
love
how you
to.
stopped shilling True North Talk.
We haven't
True
showed that.
Oh,
long.
got it, Phoebe.
Randall's gonna actually join. That's wonderful.
Yes, yeah. Let's get
The
Randolph
more
in
the
here.
merrier.
Randolph,
He
we're
usually
missing you.
does.
You're the missing part of our puzzle.
Yeah, it is sort
Also,
of.
the album was 10 Summoners Later that had Fields of Gold on it.
Yes. Yeah. And let's see. I think you
Now
said.
I've got a terrible earworm. I'm just hearing that song in my head.
So let's move on to Colin Mockery. Do you guys know Colin Mockery?
Yes.
I like Colin Mockery.
Yeah.
I've never met him, but I'd love to meet him.
Colin is one of he says he's one of my greatest allies and friends. In fact, in my book,
Yeah, he did a review for your book. Actually,
he wrote the first review in my book, and he's on the back of my book. And do you know why he's on my book? Not only because I know him,
you asked him?
but because his daughter is trans, and for her 16th birthday, he was so proud of her, and he's got such a wonderful family. Oh my God. And he online wished her a happy birthday, and of course I got a notification that he wished her a happy birthday, so I immediately went over to his timeline, and there he was, and there was about 2,000 people there already, and they were all going congratulations and happy birthday and blah blah blah. And then about 5 or 6 shitheads showed up, and they said some of the most demeaning, dehumanizing, disgusting things I ever said that I ever heard. And I said, you know what? I'm not having this. So me and this other girl got together, and we got a bunch of them blocked. We read a bunch of them the riot act, and during the whole thing, Colin said, you know, you're amazing. You know, I don't need you to do this, Amber. Don't just, you know, this is fine. We got this. And I said, no, you know, fuck these people. This is your daughter's birthday, and we are going to make sure she has a great birthday. And after that, 3 days later, he's giving an interview for for People magazine. And I happened to get People magazine, and I opened it up a week later, and there I am being quoted word for word, you know, during this whole soiree that happened, because apparently the paparazzi got a hold of this whole nonsense that was going on in the feed, and he thanked me for stepping in, and he thanked the other girlfriend that I had that was stepping in and defending, and says we need more people to do stuff like this, and I'm just so thankful for this. And so I called him up and I said, you didn't need to do that. And he says, listen to me right now, don't piss me off. And I was like, Colin doesn't really get serious, but he sounds really mad right now. And he goes, listen, I don't take kindly to what you're saying right now. And I'm like, oh shit, so I'm on his bad nerve right now. And then he said, just accept my thank you. Don't say anything else. Just accept my fucking thank you. And I said, all right, thank you. But you know, he says, shut up. I said, I have a favor for you. He goes, what is it? He says, I just wrote a book about me coming out, and I want to give your daughter it. and I'd like to give you a copy. He goes, I'll do you one better. Sweetheart, send me your book and let me write the back of your book for you, and let me write the first testimonial for you, and that'll be my repayment to you for what you did for my family, and I love you. And I was like,
That's
wow,
fucking awesome.
that was fucking cool.
Awesome.
That was a good story. That was a feel good. There's a feel one.
So
that totally is. But Randolph has just joined us. Randolph, why are you all pixelated?
Before you guys get into it, I just on
game.
Just before you guys get into it, Randall, Amber.
Yes.
No Colin. Do you think doing Neil's show is something Colin would do?
Probably not.
Oh, well.
I would.
Would he? Would he? Yes. Would he have time to? Fuck no. I mean, he's doing so much stuff right now.
Yeah,
he's busier now than when he was doing Whose Line Is It Anyway? I'm seeing Randolph's phone.
I don't know what's going on, but he's all like pixelated. He's all.
You look like you're from the movie Pixels, Randolph.
I like to
look like
pop into 8-bit mode once in a while. Just for fun.
Is that what that is? Because it looks like somebody's blurring you out on
It
purpose.
looks like he's in 8-bit mode, yeah.
Well, if you zoom it up, it'll be
You
clear.
look like you're an Atari 2600. Yay!
No, he's in witness protection. He's in witness protection. That's what it is.
Now you got to
get your voice
guys
changed.
gotta put like
This is
that
my
deep
drink.
voice thing on him. You might
This
keep
is what
the
True
deep
North
voice
Talk's going to
thing
look like
on
when
him.
it launches.
Hey guys, it's 12:30 midnight. Amber, thank you for sharing all your stories tonight. That was great. I had a lot of fun. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta go. I'm passing out here. So
Take care. It was nice to meet you.
Oleman, I just want to thank you for calling 8-bit before everybody else.
Hey, you're now in
Cheers to you, my
32
friend.
bit. Look at you.
all right.
Now,
Have a good one, guys.
See
All
y'all
right,
later.
take care.
Bye,
That's
Ollie.
fine. Thank you, Tweet. Oh, he's gone. Never mind.
So I've been summoned, and here I am.
So
How are you, Amber?
Randolph,
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm doing well, thank you. So you said you couldn't see me or something.
Oh no, that was Mark Caesar in the chat was talking about getting you out of your shell, and then I jokingly wrote back to him. So he's probably one you want to talk to.
Oh,
I like to play along with people in the chat.
Amber,
if it works
you
out.
know how to make a person feel like an underachiever. So Mark, sweetheart, why don't you come in here and talk to us? Join Randolph and me and everyone else. Come on in here, because I promise you're not an underachiever, sweetheart. We're all of one body. I just happen to get fortunate to know people, but guess what? I'm not a celebrity. I don't have an ego. I know a lot of famous people, but that doesn't make me it doesn't make me an overachiever. It just makes me an outgoing person. And
right place, right time too.
Everybody's a dreamer. Everybody's a star.
Yeah. So listen, Mark, I want you to step in here. Take that leap.
He's not going to do
Take that leap. Let's all raise our hands and evangelize. Mark, come with us.
Put your hands on the radio.
Let's speak in tongues. Let's go.
Hey, I have something to address. Student Dr. Ben, this Mark kind of reminds us of a little friend from your channel, huh? Mike? The way he's talking.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Mark,
if anybody knows, there's a
Amber. It's a pleasure to meet you. I really like the message you're putting forward. I really like the idea of people uplifting each other. It's something that I also promote. So you're right in line with.
There is nobody, no matter where you are. In fact, the last words of my book are "Do something good for somebody."
There you go.
And
That's
an
wonderful.
example of that for you, Mark Caesar, is it? I want you to listen carefully, sweetheart, and then I want you to join us, and then let me talk nicely with you. So here's what I have to say. I was in Ybor City, which is in Tampa, and I was walking to lunch one day, and there was this older man that was. Oh wait, where's the link to join? Please give Mikey, give Mark the link to join, please.
I don't think
It says, "Where's the link to join?" You don't think you want Mark on here or what?
No, that's not at all. Mark,
Neil, I'd
send me a
just like to
message.
congratulate you on your replacement here, Amber. She's running the stream beautifully.
I'm a podcaster too. So all right. So anyway, I'm in Ybor City. I'm
Everyone
walking to
here is
Burger
a
King, and
podcaster,
I run
for
up on
crying
this veteran that has a little sign set up next to him, and he's under a bushy tree towards the entrance of there, trying to catch some shade. It was about 98 degrees, and I walk past him, and he's all disheveled, and he looks horrible, and he says, "We'll work for food." And I walk past him, and then I stop. And then I take a few steps back and I said, "Are you hungry, sweetheart?" And he goes, "Yeah, but it's okay. You go eat your lunch. I'm just catching some shade." And I put out my hand to this person that I don't even know. And he stands up and I said, "Honey, let's go in and eat lunch together. All right? It's on me. And you don't owe me anything. There's nothing, I'm not looking down on you. There's nothing. We all have hard times. I'm actually one paycheck away from being where you are right now. So please let me do something nice for you and let's go in." So we go in, he goes with small talk about where am I from. And I told him, and he said he was a vet and he came back with PTSD from Iraq. And he's not been able to get a job since. And I said, "That's terrible." I said, "What do you like on this menu?" He goes, "Whatever you're getting." I said, No. Today you pick the lunch. So he says a number 8. And I think a number 8 was like the original chicken sandwich. And I said, "Do you like hamburgers?" And he goes, "Yeah." So I said to the lady, I said, "I want 2 number 8 meals, large, and I want 2 hamburgers." And she gives me the 2 oversized cups. And I said, "Whatever you're drinking is what I'm drinking. So I want you to go fill both of these up." And he goes over and fills them up. And I bring the bag over to the table. And I set up both bags side by side. And I said, "Go ahead and open it up. And I'm going to get some ketchup and stuff." And he starts to do it. And he says, "God bless you so much." And I took it for what it was. And I said, "Yeah, no problem." And so as soon as I get there, I said, "Listen, I want you to have a wonderful day. And I hope that your situation improves." And he says, "Wait, you're leaving?" I said, "Yeah, I have to go back to work, unfortunately." And I start walking out. And he says, ma'am, wait." And I said, "What? You left your bag here." I said, "No, sweetheart, that second bag is for you too. Because I want you to sit here and eat your first lunch while that hot midday sun is there. And then I want you to sit back and relax for a little while. And then open up that second bag and eat yourself a second lunch and drink up that second drink. And then that'll give you time to not have to sit out there in that hot sun all day." And he stood up and he says, "Can I hug you?" I said, "Absolutely." This is about 5 years ago. I said, "Absolutely." And I cried. I cried. I was just so, taken that I was able to touch him that way. I don't give people money. I refuse to do that because there's other issues that come with certain things in life. So what I do is I offer to buy lunch or do something that's going to help them out. And he was so thankful. So that is who I am. When you want to ask, Mark,
Awesome.
I don't know if you've been able to join, but I
just sent him a link.
That is who I am, and that's who I've always been. And the reason is because I have empathy, because I was beat up my entire life as a child. And I don't want anybody else to feel sad, rejected, have suicidal ideation like I did. I don't want anybody to feel that way because you feel less than human. So to say that I am making everybody feel like an underachiever is kind of a sad thing to say, Mark, because the reality is that I lived most of my life with extreme adversity that most people wouldn't be able to handle, both medically and from being incongruent and from being beat up for being different and being called a sissy and all these other things that have happened to me.
Did you ever tell one of your parents about how you felt at an early age?
Yes, I knew it. I knew at the age of 3 that I was a little girl, just like you did, right? So when I knew that, I waited until I was about 4. We were saying the Lord's Prayer because I was Catholic at that point, being raised Catholic, and we were kneeling at the edge of my bed, and right after the Lord's Prayer, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. My mom says, I want you to say a special prayer to God right now. And I didn't know what to say. I said, I don't know what to say. And she told me the whole story later on, because when you're 4 years old, you don't remember this shit, right? So she told me later on, and she said, the next thing that you said is what do I say? And she says, well, follow my lead. God bless my mommy and my daddy and my cousins and my sister and my friends. So I did that. And she goes, now say your own thing. Just anything you want from God. Anything. Pretend you're talking to Santa Claus. She's kind of cute that way, right? Because she wasn't an uber Catholic like my relatives.
So it would essentially be the same thing anyways.
Yeah. Yes, obviously. But so I said, okay. And I started crying. I put my hands up to my head and I started crying. And I said, God, please fix me by morning. And my mom looks at me and she goes, oh my God, honey, what's the matter? And she felt my head like I had a fever. She laid me down on the pillow. She goes, do you feel okay? Is everything okay? And I said, no, I don't. Something's not right, Mom. And she goes, well, what's the matter? How come Colleen can join ballet and I can't? And she goes, that's because, you're a little boy. I said, I'm not a little girl. And she goes, of course you're not a little girl. You're my handsome little boy. And I started crying harder. And she goes, what is the matter, honey? What's wrong? And I said, am I a boy, girl? And she goes, no, I just said you're my little boy. And I said, oh. And she goes, why? Do you think you're a girl? And I said, well, yeah, aren't I? And she goes, oh, honey, sometimes kids go through phases. It's so hard at your age to try to figure life out. Now, my mom, before anybody gets judgmental, my mom is the sweetest nurse you'll ever meet in your life. And she died of Alzheimer's just 3 years ago. And she was my advocate. She was my advocate, my greatest love, and my greatest protector throughout my whole life, because it was not more than 2 years after her learning this that she knew it wasn't a phase. So she began protecting me against the relatives that were like crazy fucking Catholics. Like,
bravo, Mom.
I mean, crazy ones. And
hello.
And there was one time, hey, Mark, we'll be right with you, sweetheart. Hold on.
No worries.
And so she says to me, you got an earache, don't you? I said, yeah. Now I'm 10 years old at this time, and we're watching a show, and I think only Gen Xers will get this. Phil Donahue. Do you guys know the Phil Donahue show?
No, I get it.
All right, Phil Donahue
remember
show.
that show.
So we're watching the Phil Donahue show, and lo and behold, he has somebody named Carolyn Cossey come out on stage. She was a Bond girl in For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, I remember.
All the guys oogled over her. She was a model, but she was also a transsexual.
Yep.
And my mom saw me staring innately at the TV, and my face was flush. It was the first time in my life that I said, Jesus Christ, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person like this. There's somebody else on this earth, because there was no internet, of course. And I was like, I'm not alone. So I watched it, and I looked over at my mom, scared, and she looks at me, because moms have eyes in the back of their head, and she goes, sweetheart, just watch it. We're going to watch it together, and I want to learn something, and I want you to take it in. Just take it in, sweetheart. I know. And I started crying. Right there on the spot, I started crying as we're watching this, and she came over and she gave me the biggest hug, and then she put the little it was like a warm bottle on my ear for the otitis media that I had, and she says, "You just watch the show. Lay back down. I'll cover you up. You watch this, and I'll watch it together, and we'll see what all of this is." And that was the moment she changed from not understanding to, Jesus Christ, this is a real thing. And she started researching it. By the time I was 14, I knew more about endocrinology, and SDB will understand this more than anybody else. I knew more about endocrinology at the age of 14 than most people in med school, because instead of going out and playing with my friends, I would go to the public library and study endocrinology. I would study the human anatomy. I would study what is this word I keep hearing, transsexual, transgender word, there was no such word is transgender back then, and I wanted to learn everything I could. And oh my God, there's these places overseas in Asia where you can actually get something called a sex change, and you can have the right genitals and hormone therapy, and there's these doctors that are in Colorado that do this, and I learned so much about the human anatomy.
Good old Stanley Biber.
Stanley Biber, yeah, there you go. Yep. My surgeon, by the way, was Christine McGinn, who was going to be Jazz's. If you know Jazz, that was her first surgeon choice, and Jazz really screwed up by going to those other two doctors, which really made a mangled mess out of her, unfortunately. But segueing, you've heard that story. I hope you had a nice cheer.
Eugene Schrank.
But I did want to mention real quick. Yeah, I am the token trans man of this channel. I know a lot of people can't tell when they first meet me, but I'm also trans.
I am so thrilled to meet you, and I have to say, I would it's one of those things. I have a radar, like most trans people, we have a radar. I had absolutely no radar. So
Uncle Beck is also trans.
Ben, you're far from token. So
Ben,
you were the first.
Ben's voice keeps getting deeper. I have trouble keeping up.
Yeah. So how long have you been on HRT, Ben?
Since July, so not even a full year yet.
Wow, and your voice is already there. And how old are you? 23?
I'm 27.
27. Good for you.
19.
I wish you success. Who said 19? Who just said 19?
Mike is being a troll.
We all know Ben's 19, graduated hella early from high school, started college at like
it's like Doogie Howser.
15.
All right. So let's
I am an adult. I only look young because I'm trans. I have to reiterate that for everybody.
Yeah.
I would look older if I wasn't
adult
trans.
Human male above me. There's an adult.
I'm an adult human male.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought Ben was handsome, but okay.
If we're named
flirting or anything, just calling it as I see it.
I am definitely not allowed to say Ben is handsome. I'm too old. So, but you're handsome.
I ogle over
You
Ben. Ben was the first interview on my show. He was the very, very first interview. So if you want to go see what Ben, was it a week or 2 weeks before you started T that you came on my show?
Just before I started.
So if you want to see probably the last interview Ben did before HRT, watch the very first episode of my show, and you can see voice.
That's awesome. Ben. That's awesome. Yeah. So
I say, as we're name dropping surgeons, Dr. Sapor. I went and saw the great Dr. Sapor.
Oh, wow.
Actually, speaking of the starting of HRT and things like that. Hopefully,
and then we want to get to Mark.
Hopefully,
after this, we'll get to Mark.
Yes, this will be quick. Hopefully, by this time next week, I will have started.
Oh, congratulations!
I'll be seeing the endo on Tuesday.
Congratulations!
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
So,
I mean, I've already been seeing I haven't been doing my practice. She's probably gonna get mad at me. I should have been doing practice right now, but I've been doing voice training with a registered speech therapist for a little while.
Nice.
Oh, good. And that's it's
you
really
know.
it's not as hard as you think. It took me about 6 weeks.
Oh wow!
But that's because I was a voice artist, sweetie.
You have the background, of course.
I did years and years of stage production and voice acting for TV and for radio, and
you had a lot of the groundwork already
so if you ever want some tips, I'm not a doctor, right? I don't replace a speech
it's okay, we know one.
But if you want some tips on how to really understand the female voice, obviously, there's some of us in this room that can do that, and I can do that as well, because there's some things that I learned from one of the best in the country that really made it a lot easier. And what we do is we break it down into just small phrases, and we do intonation. We intonate in different places. So like if I say, we're going to the beach, right? which is probably the dumbest one to do because it has too many hard vowels in it. But let's just go with it. Now, when we say we're going to the beach, that's a very masculine way of saying it because it's very monotone. We only move up or down the register a little bit. But when we add inflection to that and we say, we're going to the beach, and then you take it from the first word where we inflect it, you leave the first one alone and go to the second word. We're going to the beach. And then you go to the third word. We're going to the beach. And then you go to the fourth one and they say, we're going to the beach, right? And the other thing is not to pronounce your consonants very, very directly. You want to soften your consonants up a bit, because guys are very, they're very. But women are
right
a lot
emphasis
more,
on the right syllables.
Yeah.
The thing is, many people do not realize, one of the things that's really kind of cool about being trans is if you sit there and break down the performance of gender, you realize that boys and girls are taught to talk in these ways.
Yeah,
they're taught. It's a learned experience, and you have to, if you want to be accepted, and you learn a different way. It's a different way to dance. Really, it's not. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, there are some social constructs involved in that, as well as some neurological ones that are intertwined, and that's simply because of the way the vocal folds, which oddly resemble a vagina, the vocal folds, as they thicken and lengthen, change the dynamics in the way that we speak when you're a male versus a female. And Ben's going to recognize a lot of this over the next year as his voice gets deeper and deeper. And it's going to be an amazing journey for you because you get to do that naturally without having to do a whole lot of speech pathology.
And I used to be a voice actor too, and I did radio as well. So
oh, did you? That's very interesting. Yeah. Wow. Very cool.
Oh, the joys of someone else that was also on radio was me whilst I was at university. I had my own radio show. So probably where I developed my ego. But the one thing I'll always remember when I did speech therapy was, I could see if I can get it. Remember to always increase the amount of breathiness that you've got.
Yes.
Because women speak with breathiness.
So I want to talk to Mark. Well. Mark, where are you? He's over on the side. Hi. I can't hear you. I think you're
Mark's
muted.
over there.
You're muted, Mark.
You're muted, Mark.
Yeah, you
Press
gotta
the
hit
microphone
that
button.
There's a microphone button on the screen somewhere.
There you go. You got it.
How's that?
Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Hi.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, well, where I am is I'm in Western Australia.
Wow, love West Australia. My publisher is actually from Eastern Australia, of the book that I wrote, and it's nice to have you here. So let's talk. Let's have a talk, because I certainly don't want to offend anybody, and it sounds like I might have offended you, and I want to clear that up.
No. When I made the joke, let's drag someone drag Amber out of her shell because it's making a joke about you seem to like to talk. That's just me. I'm a joker.
So it's like sarcasm. Like
he's an Aussie. What you expect?
Yeah.
Probably more satire than sarcasm, I'd say.
That's why I spend a lot of time in Hollywood, because those of us that like to talk end up doing voice acting and all sorts of stuff. We just love to talk. We gab. We tell stories. We never shut the fuck up, and we can't close our mouths.
As I said to you before in the chat, I was listening to the Attic Door. You're a very, very good storyteller. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Real quick, Mark, I just want to say, holy crap, dude, you're in one of my after parties.
I'm just happy there's an Aussie
the only
in the
reason
house.
I'm here is because I'm sick at the moment and I haven't gone to work.
I hope you feel better.
I'm sorry, mate.
Well, feel better.
That sucks.
Gosh.
Mark
The last
shipped me.
Australian that was in an after party, I started a podcast with them.
Mark shipped me a bunch of hot sauces to see which ones I could handle and which ones I couldn't handle.
Oof.
All the way from Australia, and they're delicious. They're all gone, by the way, Mark. I went through those bottles like nobody's business.
And you took a whole teaspoonful of the shit the bed black label.
Yep.
Very impressive. You did really well there.
Oh wow.
Well, Aaron and I have eaten some pretty hot stuff. So, like the last time we were at the Faithless Forum, just this last one, he had some stuff, little tiny black bottle. It's called The End, and I think it registers as about 7 million on the Scoville scale. And I put it on some pizza, and we're eating it, and he's looking at me going, "You should be crying." I go, "You know me enough by now that I'm not going to cry from this. Come on!" And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh!"
No.
Eventually, you can't help it, right? But,
wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Amber, I've got a question for you. Something no one's asked yet. Pineapple on pizza.
You asked me that.
All right. Are you ready for my answer? You're not going to be able to handle my answer. You can't handle the truth. All right. I'm going to say an absolute 100% fuck no.
Well, that's just because you don't have any meat on the pizza. If you have ham with it, it changes the whole game.
Well, no, I'd rather have it with the pineapple and without the ham, in all honesty.
Do you guys want to know why I said fuck no? Because I'm on a keto diet.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds right.
I love pizza. I do. No, I will eat pizza with literally anything on it. To be honest, Mark, I will eat it with pineapple. I will eat it with, any type of meat or vegetable. Any type of cheese. In fact, I actually like feta cheese on pizza.
Yes. On this subject, in the UK, you can now get, I think it's Pizza Hut UK now do a stuffed crust with pizza, a stuffed crust pizza which has cheese and pineapple in the crust.
Wow, but here's the problem: being a New York girl, Pizza Hut does not equate to pizza.
No,
coming from New York, I'm going to get egotistical on everyone here. I'll get arrogant. New York pizza is good because of the water content, and the water content comes from where I grew up in the Catskills, and that's why they have the best bagels and the best pizza in the world. And a pizza should not
bagels
flop.
really.
It should not flop over. It should be hard and crusty and blackish on the bottom. Like from
my Italian friends would
I'm gonna put a pitch in for Boston. Boston does have the same advantage in terms of water because the water comes from the Quabbin Reservoir in the middle of the state, and it's really, really great water.
I've had Boston pizza. It's not bad. I'll give you that. It's not bad. I can't judge it.
It's not New York.
It's California you can laugh, Arizona you can laugh, Florida you can absolutely
what
die
about
laughing.
Chicago pizza pie?
Chicago deep dish, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's a whole different experience.
Yeah, it really was when I had it.
I went to the original Uno Pizzeria in Chicago, which is really tiny. It's the smallest fucking place I've ever been in the world. I was like, what the hell is this? And then I said, I'll take a pizza.
It's like, what the fuck? This place is
yeah. And then I said, all right, I'll just take this one. And I see there's no cheese. I said, honey, where's the cheese? Because I saw all these chopped tomatoes and everything else, and said this is deep dish here. And I said, all right, I'm sorry, I just never had this before. This is years ago. And I dug into it, and what got to me was that butter crust.
Yeah,
that butter crust, holy shit, that had me hooked right from the first second. So
Chicago pizza is a casserole.
It's a casserole.
By the way, tons of mice. I don't need new fucking sheets. My sheets are epic.
All right, Neil, get out your ghost pepper. Get out your bottle of ghost pepper.
Oh,
ghost
God,
pepper?
you guys are...
I don't have any.
What is
ghost
that
pepper.
other pepper that everyone talks about? It's called a Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper, or the newest hottest pepper is called Pepper X.
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
over 2 million on the Scoville
You
scale.
guys are nuts. I can't even handle
Those peppers
chili
are. Hold on.
Randolph, did I just see you showing a picture of macaroni and cheese pizza?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
That I kind of want to try it.
I've had it. It's
Macaroni
awesome.
and cheese
Shit the bed.
pizza.
It's really good.
I am.
On that picture again here.
That's what is this we're seeing? Shit the bed. Shit the bed.
Shit the bed. Shit the bed hot sauce. All right, fair enough.
Yep.
That's another one.
Oh, that's funny. I got rushed to the ER after having some chili powder.
Really?
No, but that's how bad I am. I can't handle really spicy food. I don't know what it is. I
love it.
It's just
on the back of this bottle it says, "Use this product 1 drop at a time. Keep away from eyes, pets, and children. Not for people with heart respiratory problems.
You think?
Shake well and refrigerate after opening." So
what in the bloody hell is Randolph showing us right now?
This is a meat pizza.
It's a what?
A meat pizza.
A meat pizza.
It's just all meat.
So it's wow. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
When I say I want pepperoni, that's the fucking shit I'm talking about.
Now, where do you, Randolph, where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live?
Wouldn't cook properly. This is the
want
only problem I have with that.
I want the pepperonis to blot out the sun.
Randall, where do you live? Randolph, sorry.
It lives about 20 minutes away from me.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
same
you guys are both Canadians. All right. That's why you cut your pizza into little freaking squares in the middle like that.
No.
No,
They
we
don't
don't do that.
actually do that a lot of places. Only you can ask them to do that and they'll do it. But
why?
You'll see it happen
no
if you
idea.
because there are some places that will make like really large like party pizzas.
Little
or
Caesars
square
started it.
Caesar started it. Yeah, that's true. Caesar started it, but there are a bunch of places that make like party-sized pizzas, which are like bigger than the extra large.
Yeah.
And they're usually big rectangles, which you cut into squares instead.
Wow, look at that. There's a pizza with little vaginas.
Strawberries.
On it. Strawberries.
I like what you first said. I'd like to get me one
I just want people to laugh. So yeah.
Hey.
But
I've got
show
one
of
of them.
hands. How many people think Pizza Hut or Little Caesars actually constitutes pizza?
No.
Having had both
No,
of them, I can
negatory.
safely say-
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank
Well,
you.
okay,
Having
but
had-
here,
what I-
but now we're
I
having
wanna
an
jump in
argument
here. I need
about.
to jump in here.
No,
Sorry.
but I. Okay, fine, Phoebe. But then I want to have this debate.
All right, let's do this. Phoebe, go.
Pizza
The only-
Hut UK and Pizza Hut US are considerably different outlets
Oh, really?
because we have actual food standards in the UK and they can't get away with serving meat TM in the UK. So you have to have actual food in a Pizza Hut in the UK. I went to a Pizza Hut in America and it had the constitution of matter. And that's as close as you got to actual food.
You know, when I've gone to the US, I've noticed the pizza tastes very different at those kinds of places than here in Canada as well.
A lot of things
We have
do.
food standards here in Canada.
Okay, do I get to? There's Phoebe
Anyway,
was
back to
supposed to
Ben.
speak, and then I was going to get to speak. So,
Yeah, Ben, go.
definitions of pizza. What is the definition of a pizza?
It's not this in my picture here, which is
Oh, it's not
captioned.
that.
I'm
But
calling the actual
there's a
font.
significant difference between good pizza versus not good pizza, and then pizza versus not pizza. So something could be a pizza and still be a bad pizza, but it's still a pizza by definition. So
Right.
what definition are we working with for pizza?
Okay, so let's talk this through.
It's an open-faced sandwich.
All right.
So
Well, traditionally,
that's a
it was
very
made without
valid point.
cheese.
Fast food pizza, which
I light
what
it on
I
fire
would
and I run
consider
away.
is just this processed sort of let's stick it in this conveyor belt sort of thing with a bunch of Subway style. You guys know Subway restaurants, right? Subway deli. Sort of that style of craftsmanship versus somebody taking dough and rolling it in front of your face and and cooking it in a very hot brick oven. And by the way, the dough is actually placed in refrigeration overnight before they use it the next day, which actually lets the minerals from the water actually activate in the yeast and makes the crust even better. Then if you put it in a nice brick oven, you get that nice crusty bottom, not this flimsy diarrhea that falls off the other ones, which is why Pizza Hut makes slices of pizza that are no bigger than 4 I don't know if you use inches or not up there, but 4 inches in length. The thing is you get a nice long New York pizza.
100 centimeters.
What do we do?
Millimeters.
We take that sucker and we fold it in half.
Wait. I thought you said it wasn't flimsy. But you gotta fold it.
No.
Why you gotta fold it? That's
so now we're having. Hold on though. So now we have some weird things with the definitions, right? Because is this a definition of quality pizza or definition of pizza in general?
Quality pizza.
Okay, because then now we have a whole debate of other like styles of pizza are now no longer quality pizza simply because like take a Chicago pizza is now no longer a pizza. Or no longer a quality pizza.
Why?
Because it does not meet the flimsy category.
Right,
it's cooked in a different manner.
All right, so let's add some metrics. Let's add some metrics to this, all right? Because I understand what you're talking about. It's sort of like Make America Great Again. What metric are you basing that on, right? So let's talk about this.
As far as I can tell, this 1680.
Right there is, if you have the pentagram in your pizza, that's a good fucking pizza right there.
Dibs on the middle piece.
I think it goes further than that. I think a good pizza is based on water content, the mineral content in the water. It's all about the dough. Anybody can make a good sauce. Anybody could grab different types of meats or vegetables and cheeses, but the thing that makes the pizza is the crust. And whether you're talking deep dish in Chicago or New York style, sorry Boston, New York style in New York, the big difference in pizza is the mineral content in the water that makes the crust, which is by far the biggest element that makes a quality pizza.
Okay, so now we have a good working definition that we can apply to across cultures, and it's great.
College students,
Well, I worked for the number one, won the award for best pizza every single year for 20 years.
Wow!
Here in Vancouver, it was called Bella Pizza. They don't exist anymore.
They were good, really good.
They don't. Let me finish. They don't exist anymore. But I worked for them for years, and our water here is natural spring water, by the way.
Yeah, good.
So we have lots of minerals in the water as well, and it is the dough. They used to make the little dough balls that you put in the center of the pizza so the box doesn't crush it.
That's right.
And everyone always ordered extras because that's how good it was.
That's great.
There you go. I love it.
And just so you guys know, I do have a little experience with this because for 15 years of my life, I used to also work the National Pizza Convention in Las Vegas.
Nice.
And that was the biggest pizza convention in the world. And they had every
why am I hearing about that now?
You know what was funny? Let's talk about the water. They did not use Vegas water. In fact, a lot of the pizza people would import their water from the Catskills of New York and ship bottles of huge barrels of water to the show so they can make their dough right there in front of everyone. Really interesting.
So, Amber, I do have an objection to the working definition of pizza because it was emphasized that the crust is important. But I remember when I was a kid and my buddies, a lot of us wouldn't eat the crusts. We'd eat the pizza and leave the crusts on the plates. It was common for kids to do it even today.
Yep. Yeah, you need
Very
to hang
common.
up. Randolph, you need to hang up. I mean, we're done. We're done.
You do that with bad pizza, though. You do that with pizza that you get at Pizza Hut or places here like Pizza and everything. I'm not eating fucking pizza's crust. God damn that.
All right, Mark, what was your question? Go.
Did you ever see a pizza without cheese on it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I love making pizza with just a pesto base.
Yes.
It's got some olives, some tomatoes, some onion, a bit of basil, and just put that no cheese at all. That comes out absolutely beautiful.
That's amazing. I like it.
I
like it.
I would take that.
Appreciate that.
I would take that. I would take that combo, but I would throw in some feta on top of that pizza.
Yeah.
Veto.
Variations are welcome, of course. Yeah, whatever you taste.
Votes to veto because I need cheese on a pizza, or else it's some sort of weird flatbread that I'm not trying to associate with. So I think
pizza is a flatbread.
Are you being anti-Semitic right now?
You're a flatbread.
Pizza's a flatbread.
By the way, being lactose intolerant made me very, very amenable to not having cheese on the pizza.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm lactose intolerant. I don't have a choice. Either
give me
cheese
the
or
cheese.
no cheese.
Give me the cheese.
If you can do a really good pesto, like Mark said,
allergic,
and some you're allergic. So who said
dude,
you're allergic?
Sucked. Mikey.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Mikey.
It's pine nuts, right? Pine nuts are in pesto, right?
Yes, you're correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I'm in
You
the
don't
wrong
have to
form.
put them in there,
I can't
but
say a prayer
they
for
are.
you.
That sucks, dude. That totally sucks.
I can't eat anything. I'm used
Somebody
to not
else
being
is
able to enjoy
lactose
stuff.
intolerant. Who is this? I used to make
Me,
them all
me.
the time for people that are lactose intolerant. Oh, so
You can get lactose-free
So
cheese.
you and Mark should get together because he has something called shit the bed, and you know, maybe together. You know.
Bingo.
Hey, come on! You got to be quick.
Oh man, that was. Well, I'm usually pretty quick.
Hold on.
Only did it once. Wait, what are we talking about?
Mark, are you on Twitter, Mark?
No, you bastard.
What'd you call me? I just asked you if you're on Twitter.
I think he stepped on his cat.
Oh,
He called you a bastard.
Yeah,
Bastard.
You heard him, Neil.
All right.
I
have no idea what that is.
What I
don't know what he's saying. I can't understand it.
I'm not a bastard.
Wait,
I know
who
my
here's-
biological mom.
Who's here
I'm
from
not
the
a
UK?
bastard. I saw my
forgot.
parents get married.
Who's from the UK?
Phoebe's from the UK.
Phoebe, why do people in the UK say, "Don't you chicken curry about that"? The fuck is that?
Cockney rhyme.
I hear it all the time. Don't you chicken curry about that? Like, if you're
Cockney
worried
rhyme.
about something, they say, "Oh, don't chicken curry about that." What does that mean?
Chicken
Cockney
curry,
rhyme.
worry.
Really?
It rhymes.
Cockney rhyme.
Yeah.
They do the rhyming
Chicken
thing.
curry,
Cockney
worry.
rhyming.
You'll be in a lot of barley rubble if you're not careful, love.
All right.
Mark,
Wow.
you're on Twitter, are you not, Mark?
Yeah.
Can you message me on Twitter, because I don't even know what your Twitter handle is, and
Yeah, chicken curry, worry.
that way
Barley
I can
rubble, bubble.
All right, I get it now.
I can add you to the
Yeah, it's Cockney- it's
the thank you
Cockney.
tweet.
It's Cockney rhyming. Which is
Amber,
kind
come
of
on
cool.
my show, and in the pre-show or the after show, we'll go through Cockney rhyming slang.
Okay.
Just got it. Thank
Let's do it. Well, you know how to get a hold of me now, so you know, just get a hold of me.
Yeah,
and
the links are actually I don't have them in this one, but I do have a link to the original
throw-
interview where you can
throw
find-
her my email address.
I shall.
And,
Yeah. Well, who am I throwing? Oh, to Phoebe.
Phoebe. Yeah.
You can trust Phoebe. She's a gentle interviewer, although sorta, kinda.
I don't know.
You
Phoebe's
get-
totally
you get-
sus.
No, you get pretty spicy, but it's
As
it's
the Lavender
pretty
Lady
okay
says,
and cool.
as Diane the Lavender Lady said at the end of the stream with her, she said, "I was waiting for that moment that you knew how to turn the heat up on the interview to make me slightly uncomfortable to say things that I haven't said to people before." She said, "You were really
Yeah.
good at eliciting that."
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. I would say so.
All right,
Okay,
so
folks.
we covered pizza, so I think that's the end of life as we know it.
I think that one's it comes up often in these things, so that should probably be on the bingo card too, there, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mac and cheese. We could segue into mac and cheese.
No, we
you'll
cannot
be-
segue into mac and cheese because I'm ending the stream now.
You'll be pleased to know, Neil, that you got me to, kind of chug down about an ounce of ghost pepper sauce. So
nice.
I just want to tell everybody, from Mark to Stephanie to Ben to Phoebe to Swade to Mikey and Sabrina and what did I say? Swede.
Swede.
Sorry,
Swede,
I'm so sorry.
Swede, hey, whatever.
Swade.
He is pretty smooth.
I mean, I haven't heard much from him, so I'm sorry.
I'm the guy with the heart defect.
You're the one with the
So
you have a heart defect also.
uncharacteristically quiet tonight.
So what is your heart defect?
I have what's called Marfan
Marzipan.
syndrome, so my
Oh, that's right.
FBN1 gene
I gotta hear
doesn't
this.
produce the protein elastin very well. So.
Oh shit!
So my aorta dissected, so I survived a type A ascending aortic dissection.
Wow, wow. Good
And I
for
have the
you.
full zipper club going.
Yeah, yep. I have the Watchmen inside of me.
Oh, nice. I've watched a few Watchmen procedures.
Yeah, and it's kind of neat that they didn't have to tear me wide open to do any of these. They do it laparoscopically. So, but I did have to have 3. I had an ablation at first to stop the AFib, and then I had the 2 other operations, one for the Watchmen and one for them to put these I don't know what they are. They're just like round plugs that close the holes in between your heart chambers.
Yeah, it's a little metal device that it opens and it adheres to the heart muscle, and the metal can flex enough to where it can fit really well within the atrial appendage.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty fancy, and they do it all through a catheter.
Yep.
Like they feed it all through a catheter into the atrium.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have what's called
nice.
a St. Jude valve, so my aortic valve is a little butterfly titanium.
Oh.
So
okay.
every time my heart beats, it clicks audibly.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
So you can hear me if you're sitting within, say, 3 or 4 feet in
Do
a
the
quiet
thing,
room.
sweet. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Does it click audibly for you?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, you can
get up.
Hold on. He's gonna do the thing. Everybody be quiet.
Freezing up.
Hold on. Everybody wait. This is cool.
Oh, he's got those Muppets on the shelf back there.
Sweet, we can't hear the thing.
Shut up.
Yep, got it.
I heard it.
No, you can't hear it. He's freezing up on us. It's a
No, I
very
did hear it.
No,
I
no,
heard
no.
it.
I heard it.
I love the people who haven't heard it saying they've heard it. That's not it. That's just static. He's freezing up. You can't hear
When
it.
he's talking about the valve sound, I've heard valves.
That's
sound
you
like
guys
that.
are hearing like his mic. Kit. He's
No, I'm not
freezing up
saying
on
that I heard it there, but I have heard mechanical valves.
Wow.
I hear them frequently.
Your internet has betrayed you.
You're having internet issues right now.
Your internet is betraying you right now.
Give me an F5, sweet. Just F5 and come right back. I got my finger on the button.
So what I want to say to everybody is thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure to meet everybody here, and I'm happy to have met all of you. And Sabrina, congratulations on what you're about to embark on. I wish you the very, very best, and it's going to be an exciting time, a lot of changes, and some scary times, but you're going to get through it, and you're going to be strong, and you're going to be vibrant, and you're going to be unapologetic, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, and the thing I'll add is this will simultaneously mark the start of me coming out at work as well.
Awesome.
Well, there you go.
As intended, but also a natural consequence one way or the other, because I'm not registered yet because I'm not finished schooling, but I'm a pharmacy technician. And so after my appointment, they'll be sending my prescription to the pharmacy that I work at, at which point then they'll see my desired name and what I'm taking, and then it will all click. for the rest of my colleagues.
What state do you live in?
I don't live in the
Canada.
States. I live in Canada.
Oh, you live in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not in the same province as our other lovely gentleman here.
Got it. Okay.
But I live in Ontario,
All right.
Toronto specifically.
Got it.
I suspect, Sabrina, that it will come as no surprise to anyone who has known you.
Yeah, I think some of them are going to be a little bit surprised, but most of them are going to be like, oh, that's my expected reaction, because it's like a bunch. They're gonna see it and they're gonna just like, oh, now everything makes sense.
Okay.
Sweet. Try it again.
I've been openly but ambiguous about exactly what it is. I've been openly queer.
No, it's freezing up again.
Well, I am proud.
How is it freezing up?
Oh,
Freezing up, dude.
I am awesomely proud of your journey, and
Not gonna happen.
And I've got all kinds of respect.
Yeah. In fact, next month is my 2-year post-operative gender confirmation surgery. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Shit. My birthday is August 2nd, and my second birthday is August 4th.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that interesting? So that'll be my 2-year.
I really had surgery 7 years ago. Shitting fuck.
Amber, it's been 20 years for me.
Good for you.
For you know, and 20 years, 24 years from gender affirming hormone therapy. So it's a thing, you know.
I was
really,
buying
really
hormones from the UK when I was 20 years old.
I'm sorry, what? You were buying hormones from the UK. I mean, that
there
sounds
was
like one
a
of the weirdest
pharmacy.
things.
There was a pharmacy over there where you can have stuff
Yeah.
sent to you, and it could make it through customs in the U.S. It cost an arm and a leg. So what I would do is I would binge on the hormones, you know, according to the safe practices, and then I would be like, well, fuck me, I don't have enough money for another 6 months, so I just did 4 months of hormone therapy, and now I got to stop.
Right.
And then I would do it all over again, and that's how hard it was for me. Yeah.
It breaks my heart that so many of my sisters and brothers and sisters have to DIY their hormones. This is
And it's horribly unsafe to do. Just so everyone knows,
it's unrecommended. But what I know is that if you're in a isolated rural area, nobody's going to know how to treat you anyway.
Yeah, and that's where I was. Yeah.
It's still unsafe. It's still unsafe.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's very unsafe.
Incredibly unsafe.
You know, and the thing is, spironolactone, which is what we use in the United States as a suppressant of androgen, is really used for congestive heart failure or the water pill for high blood pressure. And one of the side effects happens to be that, and it's not
even used as much anymore for CHF and blood pressure because it sucks so much. We have so much better options than spironolactone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I wouldn't even call it maybe like fourth line, and most of the people I see on Spiro is just they have contraindications with some of the other ones, or it's as adjunct therapy. In a lot of, especially when it comes to blood pressure, it's like it's a fourth drug in an adjunct therapy kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I had no adverse reactions, thank God. But then, you know, of course, the surgery fixed all of that, and I actually have to take a little bit of testosterone now, because mine is way too low, and I want to get back a little bit.
How do you take your testosterone supplement?
Me?
Yeah.
So there's a cream that they supplied me, and I take just a little bit of it because after my stroke for 3 years, I wasn't allowed to have electrolysis anymore. So I'm still going through painful electrolysis and laser treatments on the face. I have no body hair. but every so often I'll get facial hair, and it's really embarrassing. And the stroke really screwed that up on me. So now that I'm allowed to do it, I'm going full force. But it takes thousands of dollars, and it's one of the most painful things. In fact, I consider upper lip electrology on a scale of 1 to 10. My vaginoplasty was about a 4, and upper lip electrology is about an 11 out of 10.
I'm going to say something to you, Amber, and you're going to think I'm nuts. I have facial electrolysis with no pain relief whatsoever.
Yeah, the reason I asked is because
that's because you eat Pizza Hut from the UK.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
That's really amazing. Good for you. God.
The reason I asked about the testosterone supplement was that I was born with Klinefelter syndrome, which means XXY.
That's
and so I take testosterone. Well, I use testosterone myself, and it's really good actually. It makes me feel normal as such.
Yeah, I also use testosterone.
Yeah.
Really?
Who would have thought?
I'm
No
shocked.
way.
Yeah,
it promotes hair growth all over the body, and that's what I don't want. So what I do is I do a little. It comes in a little syringe, and you put a little on your finger, and then you just rub it into your thigh. Just 1 milliliter of it, and I do that every 2 days. And that's just to get my sex drive back up because it sucks. And I also have pelvic floor prolapse, which is very unfortunate.
Oh shit.
That is incredibly unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we gotta let Neil sign off. Sorry.
Yeah, Neil, thank you for having me. Everybody, take care, and
Absolute
I'm glad
pleasure.
to have met every one of you. So
It's been lovely meeting you, Amber.
all right,
Good
you
night,
guys
Neil.
take care, and good night.
Amber, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you
Just
so
gonna-
much.
Hold on.
No shit.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I will mute all of you. So hold on. First of all, Amber, it was an absolute pleasure having you on, and you know, not knowing you from a hole in the wall even before we started going, because Mikey did the setup on this. So, and you blew me away. That's all I can tell you. Tonight, you just blew me away. I feel like we're instantaneously friends.
Yeah.
That's how it works here, I think.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like the community here. This is great.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you were able to meet a whole bunch more folks from the community as well. And believe me, there's lots more that wanted to be in here but couldn't because we took up all the space.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, to all of you that didn't make it and you're still here, nice to meet you too. So until we meet again.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone else that jumped in here to hang out with Mikey, Amber, and myself tonight. You guys are great. It's always fun to have you in here. Congrats on your first time in, Mark. You should make it happen more often, man.
And let me plug my book once.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This has been #2 on the bestsellers list 4 times this year. Thank God. I feel so proud. It's called Hiding from
Amber,
Myself.
can
Look
you
me
put
up.
that in the side chat, in the private chat.
How do I do that? Somebody else do it.
We can put a link for. I linked your website, which has it on the first.
Yeah,
page,
if you
right?
go to amberrosewashington.com, or if you go to Google and type my name, I think I
It'll
have
come
like
up.
9 pages of Google or whatever. I don't even know.
Something like that.
And you can just go to my website, and the book is right there, and you just click the Amazon or Barnes and Noble link and grab it.
Cool.
And I have it at a very low price because they burned my book they actually burned my book in Tennessee.
Florida.
Tennessee.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
so I'm on the
Cool.
radar. They burned my book. So what I did is I made the Kindle version $1.99, which is the lowest that my publisher will allow me to sell it for. And I made the regular the softcover book, I think it's like $12. It was $24. I got it down to $12. That's the lowest they'll go. So, you know, I just want everybody to read it. I don't want to make money off my book. That's why, you know, the Kindle version's $1.99. I don't make a red cent because I lose my royalty on that. So I just want people to read it because it's a powerful book that that can teach a lot of people that don't know us otherwise. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go and eat a pizza now.
Nice.
I will be in touch with you again, Amber.
Oh, sure. No problem.
there was stuff I still wanted to talk to you about outside of all this. I mean,
all right,
okay.
no problem at all.
Thank you, Amber. Thanks everyone out there in the chat. Thank you for. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Also, thank you to all my amazing patrons. You guys are awesome, and the reason I can do this. So, until next time, guys. Like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late great Carl Sagan once said, "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.